Okay, today's date is December 2nd, I believe. Is that right? Or 3rd? What are we on here? Is it the 3rd or the 2nd? It's the 2nd. We have 4 warm-ups today in our grade 8 math class, one from each chapter that we've done so far, at least the first 2. And the last 2 questions are from our current chapter 10 on algebra. So the first question is an algebra or integer question. We have negative 10 times negative 2 plus 20 divided by negative 5. We know from the 17,000 questions that we've done so far that when we have more than one operation in a question, we have to follow an order in order to simplify it correctly. So here we have multiplication division. So we're going to do those both first. Negative 10 times negative 2 is a positive 20 because 2 negatives make a positive. And 20 divided by negative 5 is negative 4 because they are opposite signs. So when we simplify our multiplication and division, we get that. And now we have simply addition left. So positive 20 plus negative 4 is a positive 16, or just 16. That question's worth 2 points. 1 point for showing semi-appropriate work, and 1 point for the correct answer of positive 16. Now your next question, 1.5 times 3/4. The easiest way to solve it, of course, is to not use mixed fractions, but rather change the mixed fractions to improper. So if we have 3 over 2 instead of 1.5 multiplied by 3 over 4, that's a much easier way to solve this question, because now our procedure for multiplying 2 fractions would be to multiply your numerators to get 9, multiply your denominators to get 8, and your final answer will be 1 1/8. So 1 point for correct work and 1 point for the correct answer of 1 1/8. If they only have 9 over 8, it's not wrong because that's what the answer is. But just remind them, don't forget to change it to mixed if it's improper. It's good form. Our third question says negative 10 is equal to a negative fifth of x. This is from section 10.1 in our MathLinks book. So it's a one-step algebraic equation. In grade 7, if we had a grade 7 question, it would have been this. And we would have said, okay, we multiply both sides by 5 to get the answer, and x would have equaled 50. But in grade 8, we deal with negative fractional coefficients, so it's a negative 5 we're dividing it by. So the opposite of dividing by negative 5 is multiplying by negative 5. So the opposite operation, not the opposite number. Those cancel each other out to leave us with just an x, and its value is the product of negative 10 and negative 5, which is positive 50. There is no other work. 1 point for showing the work like this. That has to be shown. Now the negative 5 could technically be over here. That would be okay if it was over on the other side. That's no problem. But the answer of x equals 50 or 50 equals x, either one's fine. That's 2 points as well. And our last question is a grade 7 question from two-step algebraic equations when you have both a coefficient and a constant. And we said yesterday as we were reviewing grade 7 algebra, what's the first thing you should always get rid of if you have a coefficient and a constant? Always get rid of your constant first. So your plus minus value should always be gotten rid of first. And another way to remember that is just reverse your bedmass. So you wouldn't do your multiplication division first, you would do your addition subtraction if you were reversing bedmass. So we're going to get rid of the subtracting of 2 by adding 2, which is the opposite operation. I'm left with 10x equals 10. And now I have multiplying by 10. The opposite operation is dividing by 10. And x would equal 1.